This video will cover how to change the labels and colors for your field borders in FieldX Office. You'll go into the Layer Manager and then select Field Borders. Then you'll click Labels. From here you can decide the font, the position, the color of the label.
If you want it to be larger font, you can click on this button, move it up to 14, even change the font to something else that you might think is a little more readable or just something else you prefer. The label alignment, if it's left justify, right justify, the text color, maybe I want this to be red text. And then the label background, which is that shadow around text. And that can be solid, which means that it's going to actually kind of have a box around it. Shows the label. Okay. And actually, I was on the field borders here, so I'm editing the field borders view. So I made the name of that field show up in red text, and I have a yellow box around it. A lot of people will like to do even black text and then a white background just to make it easy to read. It just depends on what you're doing with the map and if you're printing them or what you need to do. And it's just important to remember, too, if you're ever needing to edit that field borders, how you are labeling the field borders or anything with the field borders, you need to make sure to have that layer selected in the Layer Manager first. Otherwise, you won't be editing the actual field border layer, and your borders won't look any different. Okay, so I'll leave that the way it is. So let's have our maps with that white shadow all the way around it with black text. And then let's talk about another thing that you can do with these maps in the initial setup is think about the color coding. So let me actually exit the Layer Manager, and let's talk about what is in this database right now. So if I go into the Field Overview tab, I can see that I have some fields planted in corn. These fields are planted in corn, and this field, Field 3, is in sorghum grain, and this one, Field 2, is in soybeans. And that's based on the most recent planting journal entry. So if I were to go to the journal, I can see that those fields have planting entries, and they're going to match up with what the field overview says. So in order for me to see that on the map, I can actually have that color-coded so that each corn field is a specific color, each soybean field is a specific color, and I'll be able to see then at a glance what is where. So I can go into the Layer Manager. Okay, I'll select the Field Borders layer. And then what I can do is move down to the bottom half here on my Legend tab, and then click on Attribute. Right now, the selected and non-selected fields is the attribute that's color-coded by. So my selected fields are this diagonal cross pattern in red. My non-selected fields are a solid yellow. If I select from this drop-down menu, if I select crop, I can specify what it should be if it's any other specific crop. So right now, of the fields that mapped, I only have corn planted in them, and I also have some that aren't specified. So what I can do is go up here and select what I want for the color. So perhaps I want, if it's not specified, I want it to be transparent, and I want it to be, my area pattern style won't matter because I made it transparent, and I want the outline width to be wider. So let's say 4 and make it a red outline. If it's corn, I want it to be diagonal cross, so you'd select the pattern, and then the color, and then the outline style. If it's transparent, dashes dash dot dot, various options here, the width, and the outline color. So I'll leave that as black. All right. If I click Finish, then I'll be able to see what that looks like. Okay. So these fields that I have displayed here, they're all corn. They're that yellow color, and they're the diagonal cross, like I requested, as well as the black outline. Okay. If I click on the Layer Manager again, I can further refine that. I can actually click on Labels, and maybe I want to add different labels. Now I want to print it, and I want to just confirm what is there on the map. So I can always go in to my field borders here and change what my label is displaying. So I want to show field name and the crop. Now, I'll click Finish, and then we'll be able to use this label as well to confirm that these fields have corn planted in them.